is a film dealing with the supernatural. Parental discretion is advised.
What makes a man a man? Is it his origin?
Yeah, that's the best. Yeah, I love that opening.
Especially the echo of it, or the second version.
Yeah, I love how it does repeat at the end, and I love... God, this movie is just going to be a lot of me gushing over how great I think it is. But yeah, like... So... Well, when I suggested this movie, it was in response to Spawn, which was our first movie special. And,
well, right now they don't know what movie we're talking about.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So, for those who are who have just completely just pressed play and shuffle or whatever, and they haven't been reading. Right, for some reason. This is the Christmas movie special, technically. So this is
fuck you.
movie special number 3 for 2004's Hellboy.
Directed by Guillermo del Toro, written by Guillermo del Toro, produced by some people.
Yeah, produced by Sony Pictures Limited.
Starring Ron Perlman, David Hyde Pierce, Selma Blair, John Hurt.
Yep. And what's his face? Rupert something.
Rupert Evans.
From and it's
based on Dark Horse's it's loosely based on the first Hellboy trade, Seed of Destruction.
Yep. It's very... It's loosely based, but in some parts it's very heavily based on the trade. But yeah, so part of why I suggested this is because it is a lot in common with Spawn. I also think... And for me, it's also a movie that I think I watched just as much as I watched Spawn. But it just, like, it's a better version of the same thing, kind of. I mean, different idea, but similar character.
It's similar themings. Like,
yeah.
It's very... I really love Hellboy. I know I say I really love a lot of things on this show, but I really love Hellboy. Like,
yeah,
and I think that this and Spawn are very close together because they're both creations that are have heavy Christian imagery and all this religious stuff, and one executes it better than the other.
Yep.
And
one makes sense from scene to scene.
Yes.
Yeah. And there's so much detail in this one.
Yes, there is.
There's just the little tiny things, like Hellboy's arm is a perfect reflection of Samael's arm. And if you read a little bit deeper, you find out that they're actually brothers.
Samael, the Desolate One.
Yep, son of Nergal, Hellboy's father's name. If you check the DVD extras and if you read the books, is Nergal.
And I just find funny because recently I was watching the pilot for Constantine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm calling for Nergal.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's interesting because Hellboy and Constantine, they're separated by like 7 years, right? Like publishing, as far as like the first solo Constantine series.
Yeah,
7
Constantine definitely came first.
years. Yeah.
Hellblazer started back in the 80s.
Yeah. I feel like it's 87. Like that number is reaching out to me.
It's either 86 or 87, you're right.
Yeah. So they're separated by about 7 years or so, and they share a lot in common visually and just in so many ways. I mean, their costumes are very close together.
Yeah, I was wrong. 88.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, yeah.
88.
So 6 years.
88 to 2013.
Hellboy is this wonderful mix of like many different characters.
Yeah, he is.
I think he's severely underrated in terms of like. In the comics, this movie is vastly different from the comics. That there are a bunch of weird changes, but they work kind of like the romance between Hellboy and I can't remember someone's
Liz.
name. Liz, yeah.
Liz Sherman.
Liz Sherman.
Yeah. I usually hate romance in movies, and I feel like a lot of people do.
Yeah.
This is the only time I've ever seen it where it doesn't feel forced, and it feels like it actually improves on the movie.
You almost feel the history between them, which is really nice.
Yeah.
It's like there's something there.
And also, like, even the father-son thing with Hellboy and
Broom.
Professor Broom, which isn't even in the books, because, spoilers, Broom dies in the first trade.
Yeah, he dies.
Not even first trade, first issue.
He bites it.
Yeah. I mean, and this movie just expands his role and his character.
Yes.
Everything about this movie is great.
I have some fun facts. And if you have to watch this movie, I really suggest watching it on Amazon through Amazon Video. And their X-ray feature, which is basically basically fun facts.
Wait, they do that?
Yeah.
Like trivia and stuff like that?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Huh.
I did not know that. I did not know that. Does it do it on the TV, or is it only on, like, mobile stuff?
It's on mobile and mobile, tablet, and PC.
Okay. That's good to know.
So, when Guillermo del Toro and Mike Mignola, who is the creator of Hellboy, and the entire universe, Lobster Johnson, BPRD,
Torch of Liberty, which came first, but he appears in Hellboy comics.
Even though John Byrne is credited, even though John Byrne worked on Seed of Destruction, it's mainly been Mike Mignola, he drew at the time he drew Hellboy, wrote it. He pretty much finished up with Hellboy with having him in hell.
Right.
But
and sort of gave it an ending.
Yeah, but they're still doing the BPRD Hellboy and the BPRD books.
Right.
Is Hellboy still appearing in the BPRD books, or they took him out? I thought.
Sometimes it'll be BPRD, and then there'll be ones where it's Hellboy and the BPRD.
Yeah, I know, because Hellboy in Hell is ongoing, and it's the first time, really, Hellboy has had a solo ongoing. So, I was just curious to know if they still used him outside of Hellboy in Hell.
Yeah, they do. They have, 1953. They have also, I think 1954 is coming soon. Or I think happened already.
Alright.
But
interesting.
Fun fact, when Guillermo del Toro and Mike Mignola first met to discuss casting Hellboy, both of their first choice was Ron Perlman.
I think I remember hearing that.
And if we ever get to it, to Hellboy 2, The Golden Army, Doug Jones is the physical actor for Ape Sapien.
Yeah.
Right.
But in Hellboy 1, David Hyde Pierce voices the role.
Yeah. Which I actually liked.
I really liked Doug Jones because I've seen him on. Ron Perlman, John Hurt. They've worked. The three of them have worked on a lot, or they've worked on a lot of projects with Del Toro.
Right. Yeah. I see that.
John Hurt was the original Professor Satrakian on the Strain pilot.
Oh.
Which
I don't want to see that version.
I know.
I mean, I like, I'm just gonna call him the First Doctor.
William Hartnell.
Yeah,
David Bradley.
Yeah. Part of me thinks that the show might be better with John Hurt. I don't know, oh, wow, that's it's Sophie's Choice right there.
I know. And, Doug Jones played the, before Robert Maillet, before he became the Master, Doug Jones portrayed...
Yeah.
He basically was the Master before Robert Maillet, and he literally vomited all the worms.
Whoa.
With all the worms into Robert Maillet's face, and he became the Master.
I did not know that.
That's nasty.
Technically, it's the opening to the Strain Book 1.
Yeah.
But it's... but I see why they did this. They used it as the beginning to Season 2.
Yeah.
But enough about the Strain.
I guess I don't know. I really like David Hyde Pierce's voice in general. I feel like he fits the character a little bit better for me. When I watched Hellboy 2, I remember being that's not Abe.
Well,
it's
two different actors. So
right. It felt... I mean, I guess if I had heard his voice first, I probably would have a different opinion. I would probably think that he was the true Abe Sapien, but I didn't. I watched it with Hyde Pierce's voice first. So to me, he is Abe Sapien, and I've never understood people who vehemently say it should have been Doug Jones. I think David Hyde Pierce does a good job. That being said, I do like Doug Jones. I think that they should use his voice more often in other stuff. I think he deserves a lot of jobs.
Yeah,
or a lot of credit.
And it's funny that he on the a show from about 3 or 4 years ago called The Neighbors, which was about aliens in New Jersey. Doug Jones played one of the aliens.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah,
he is perfect in that thing.
But
yeah, like,
where was I?
I think we're off track in general.
Yeah,
but no, I love.
Oh no, here's
what
I want to say. Ever since after I saw Hellboy for a bunch of times, I've seen Hellboy many, many, many times.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a certain line that has stayed with me, and even times when, like a couple of years ago, I actually thought that it was actually Ron Perlman who said the line, but it's funny. I was like, "Oh, you gotta be kidding me!" When I found out who actually said the line, a New Eden.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh god, she's great in this movie. That I don't know how to describe her other than just a cold Nazi bitch.
Yeah, she is a complete bitch in this movie.
But it's so perfect.
I really hate her. Like the whole time, I was just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What was it that she hits Rupert Evans with?
A hammer. And the way that crack hits his face, you're like, oh shit, did they actually hit him with a hammer? Probably not. It's probably like a rubber hammer. And they just have a really good Foley artist.
Another fun fact. All the jumping special stunts. Trampolines.
Just strategically placed trampolines?
I believe it.
When Hellboy jumps.
Like from roof to roof and stuff? Or when he's like jumping onto like the...
No, he's not on the roofs. When he's on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh. Doing those big jumps.
Oh, yeah.
Like those Hulk-ish jumps.
Yep.
It's him.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Ron Perlman actually on a trampoline. I learned this on the Totally Rad Show about 8 years ago when Hellboy 2 Golden Army came out. Because Dan Trachtenberg, who you may notice, or you may remember from, or you may know his name from. What was
from 10 Cloverfield Lane.
10 Cloverfield Lane.
Came out in April.
The still in production Why Last Man movie.
Yeah.
He worked on a movie news show. He did an alternate reality game for Hellboy 2. It was something like find the device, something like that. But yeah, and that style using trampolines is something that is not only cost effective, fun as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun day at the job right there.
Yeah. I'm sure Ron said that after 6 hours of makeup. Like, I remember watching the behind-the-scenes of this movie over and over again, because I just couldn't watch the movie over again. That'd be crazy.
No, you gotta know everything about it. So
I would watch them talk about putting the makeup on, and how, like, the first time, it was, like, some crazy number of hours to get the first makeup done, and to get him in camera ready for the first day, and how as it went on, it just became faster and faster and faster to get his makeup done, to the point where they were getting it done in like 2 hours. But you have to be in the same he'd have to be in the chair right next to Doug Jones as Abe, and he'd get there, and Doug would already have been there for a couple hours, getting that stuff applied and getting that skin-tight leotard, and yeah, the stories are crazy. Like, I guess, also I've watched the commentary to this movie 1,000 times. Guys, I've watched this movie too much. I've watched the commentary at least 15 times. And one of my favorite stories is Doug Jones talks about his last day on set. And how there's a point where he gets injured and they have to put him in a tank. Like a bathtub tank almost.
Roll on, kids.
Yep. And he's hanging upside down. And he says, Guillermo comes up to me on my last day, and I guess it was his birthday. He says, Doug, we are going to hang you by your balls for hours. That will be your last day on set. And he says something like, "Are your cojones prepared?" or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but
that's hilarious.
So
I'm not surprised.
As a 12-year-old little man, I would just listen to that over and over again. Yeah. If you've never seen Hellboy, just watch it with the commentary first. Nothing wrong with that. No, this movie, I know far too much about it. Like, I have heard Ron Perlman tell a story about how when he was first in a meeting to get the job, he was, it was a Passover. And I've heard him tell the story about getting Passover dinner with Guillermo del Toro so many times that if I played it right now, I could probably word for word repeat the story. So yeah, I think this is my deepest, like, nerd pit, that I have. Like, I'm not like this about anything else that I can think of. So yeah, you're all getting to share it with me. Yeah, I don't know. I can just gush over this movie over and over and over again. Like, the music is perfect. I remember whenever, like, I wanted to feel badass, I would start humming the music to myself as a little kid, and that would just, like, instantly bring me out of whatever bad mood I might have been in. So yeah, so many weird stories with this movie. I don't know, Hunter, do you have any, like, anything that you really love about this movie?
I think it's funny. I forgot how good this movie was. And
Same.
When I sat down to watch it again, it just blew me away because, like, this is probably one of the best comic book movies ever made. It's not in terms of, like, straight adaptation, because like I said, it's not 1-to-1, but it's still, like, what they gave us is so good and so filled with such good little moments.
Yeah,
like, there is a lot you could pull from this movie in terms of, like little subtle things. Like, I just adore it a lot, and I'm really upset there's no Hellboy 3.
Yeah, it's kind of a tragedy, but I think that this movie set the bar real high, and like, when I think back to the pre-Marvel, pre-Dark Knight era, like, I think this might
Dark Ages,
be the best. Like, I think this is definitely, like, top 5 from that pre-Dark Knight era. And then even now, like, I'm willing to put this in my top 7, maybe even still top 5, like, ever. Like, going all the way back to Superman or Batman or even The Mask, if you want to throw that in. I adore this movie.
I just say
I really do.
I feel the same way Arlen does, but about a movie that arguably is a terrible movie, but it also stars Ron Perlman. Well, he's not he's not the star of the movie, but he's in the cast, and that's Alien Resurrection.
Jesus. Didn't you watch that movie to, like, drown out Spawn?
Here's the thing. I understand finding things in Alien Resurrection that are good. Because we might as well talk
the
about
underwater
it now.
scene.
Yeah. And also, it's not based off comic books, so we're probably never going to get a chance to talk about it again until, like, Blade 2, which will happen. We will get there eventually.
Yes.
But that movie's written by Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
Which is the craziest thing on earth.
And you see
the director of The Avengers.
You see
wrote an Alien movie.
The beginning of Firefly in that movie.
Oh yes, there's total I guess Buffy existed at this point, but there's even like pre-Buffy the TV show stuff, and like, just all the Whedonisms are in there at some point or another.
I heard an interview with him about it, saying that he had a really good script, and like once he got it in, it like they butchered it. But like part of me feels like
his script was a cloned Newt.
Oh,
instead of Ripley, because there's a line. The opening line of Alien Resurrection is a line about the opening line has reference to things in the dark and things, quote, my mommy told me.
Oh, that makes so much more sense.
Why did they just do that?
Because Sigourney Weaver, they wanted her back.
I mean, I'm already picturing in my mind. I guarantee Winona Ryder was supposed to be Newt, like 100%, and that was like their way of relaunching it. Like Winona Ryder's Newt, maybe someone else as the Winona Ryder character, like
as Call.
Yeah, maybe even she did dual roles. That's a possibility. For some reason, they made androids based off Newt. You never know. I prefer that. Like, I want to live in that alternate universe where that movie was made the way it was written. I still think it would have been too weird at the end with the alien birth.
Christ. I still have nightmares about that thing.
I mean, God, like...
Brad Dourif, he's a star. He's a star in my heart after that movie. Yeah,
Brad Dourif is just doing the best with such weirdness.
My favorite part about that movie is he's getting really oddly sexual with those aliens.
Oh yeah,
yeah, him kissing, like almost kissing the screen.
I was like, dude, calm down.
God, yeah, there are things about that movie to enjoy. Reasons to go back and rewatch it. I don't know if it's good though.
But it's the same as the previous, as Alien 3, where there were multiple scripts by... There's one by William Gibson, who's a really big sci-fi author. And there was one where... that had monks. That's what turned into the male... That turned into the male prison.
And it's still there. It's still... The idea is that they are prisoners turned into monks. And they're sort of fighting to be more monk than prisoner.
But in Alien 3, the alien was supposed to... It's supposed to either burst from a sheep. I'm not kidding.
Right.
A sheep. And have the ability to camouflage itself.
Because sheep.
Yeah, they went
that,
down
right?
some weird. Yeah, they went down some weird routes.
I mean, I've read William Gibson's Alien 3
Right.
Script, and that's mainly a Bishop and Hicks movie.
Jesus.
Ripley
Everything you're
isn't
saying
there.
to me.
Newt, she goes off with her grandparents.
I think the problem with those movies is that they didn't have a strong enough director on any of them.
Well, no. Alien 3 had Fincher.
Yeah, but it was his first movie. Like, Ridley Scott had been a director for years up until that point, and he had a very strong vision, and you weren't going to convince him to do anything other than his vision. And go ahead and try telling James Cameron what to do. Go ahead. See what happens.
James
Go
Cameron
ahead.
explores the ocean. He's not going to do it. He's not going to do what you tell him to do.
Right. He'll shout in your face and he'll tell you how he's much better than you at every job except acting. And then he'll do
make
it.
Avatar and disappoint us all.
Yeah. But yeah, since we're on the Alien train, Alien 4 does have a very similar scene to something in this movie. Very similar, actually.
The resurrection?
Well, the underwater scene.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Very similar, actually. The stuff with Abe underwater is really tense. And I think it holds up, actually.
Oh yeah, it looks good. Like,
yeah.
For a movie that came out in like 2005, right?
Yeah, 2004, so it's 12 years old.
Yeah. It
I
looks
mean,
good. Like,
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
look his age.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, like, there are movies from 2007 that look a little bit. I mean, this holds up better than Revenge of the Sith as far as effects go.
This movie holds up better than Daybreakers.
have you seen? Oh, I like Daybreakers. Anyway,
Yeah.
anyways, like say like movies like one of the Triple X movies I saw on like FX the other day, and it looks horrible. Like,
Yeah, like the second one.
yeah, it looks awful. Like, it's offensive.
Yeah.
Like, but this looks everything practical looks great. Like,
Yeah. And even some of the CG stuff, some of it looks really bad, some of it looks really good.
that beginning scene where Rasputin is being pulled through the portal, like, that looks awesome. Like,
No,
Oh yeah.
the real beauty in that scene is when the lamp or the light gets sucked into the portal.
Yeah.
And you
Oh,
just
yeah.
see it.
Yeah, you see
slowly-
that alien eye and
that eye open up.
oh yeah. Yeah, you're right. That whole thing through the wormhole is really perfect. Yeah, I just like the mythology of these movies. Like, hell isn't burning brimstone or fire or anything. It's just another part of space.
Yeah,
And-
it's this nebulous dimension. Like, it's not
Yeah.
like Hellfire and Brimstone. It's like this it's like Thanos' lair, kind of like in the Avengers
Right.
review. Or it's
It's
just
this dark part of space where these giant Cthulhu are just like asleep in these like giant ice crystal things, like in these pods, just waiting to be awakened and hatched. I love it. Yeah, this movie, I'm really surprised it's not more embraced because of the whole Cthulhu meme. Then again, this movie would be memed to hell, so I'm fine with that.
a lot of the Cthulhu stuff isn't towards the end and the beginning, so it's like,
Yeah.
I can see why it's not as loved as much, but
At the end, they just go hardcore.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're just like, yep, we're HP Lovecraft now.
Just this giant squid monster comes out of him. I remember as a kid watching that and just losing my mind. Because it was just so crazy. Like, I'd seen Alien, and that's one thing. This is like a kaiju coming out of some guy's throat.
Yeah, it's fucking meant, like, I remember one of the first times I saw this, it was on cable. Because, like, as a kid, like, I didn't go to the theater as much because I usually went with my dad. But, like, I remember seeing this on cable and just, like, it's just coming back from a commercial, and all of a sudden there's, like, tentacles and shit. Like,
Oh, yeah.
It's like, did I switch channels at one point?
Remember
like,
when they echoed that moment in Pacific Rim?
Oh, yeah, they do. They totally do. God. I mean, the monster at the end of Pacific Rim, the giant thing is basically
monster.
Cthulhu. Yeah, that too. Yeah. God. Yeah, there's so many good things about this movie. Like, I love the Jeffrey Tambor character.
yes, he's great.
Because that character, we've seen
Tom
that
Manning?
character.
Yeah, Tom Manning.
Yeah, we've seen Tom Manning. And we've seen many Tom Mannings throughout film history. And none of them are as entertaining as Tom Manning.
No, because it's Jeffrey Tambor. Like, he's just doing his character from Arrested Development, but he's been given a government job.
Yeah.
It works amazingly.
Except he didn't make a deal with the Iraqis.
Wait a second. Is there a Hellboy Arrested Development cinematic universe?
There is now.
Tom Manning would make a deal with... God damn it. This explains everything. Yeah. God damn it. He's just so good. And like his speech to Hellboy, when after everybody's been hurt and Abe is in the tank, and he says, you know, no matter how many monsters you kill or capture or whatever, there's always going to be one more, and it's you. His delivery is just perfect.
And the moment right after that, there's a pause.
Yeah.
Where Liz Sherman comes back. Rupert Evans has convinced her to come back as like a trial thing. And then you just see something just fly out of the room. Something giant. And Jeffrey Tambor's yelling, I
want that thing locked up.
Yeah. And then when Hellboy gets closer, he just runs away.
And I love Liz's reaction. Nothing's changed. Everything's the same. Nothing's changed. Like, this happens every week.
It does. Like, and it's funny that you mentioned that because it makes it feel like they're a family. Like,
yeah,
there's definitely a genuine connection between these people.
Yeah.
Like, and like going towards the sequel, like they kind of double down on that.
Yeah.
Which I really like, but this is definitely like these people have a genuine connection, and it feels natural. Like,
yeah, definitely. It does feel like there could be a sitcom version of this.
I would kill for that. Like, for a Hellboy sitcom, that'd be hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Hellboy turns 24 in 3 months, guys.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. We're getting old.
March 9th. No, don't.
I'm the same age as Hellboy, so not really. I'm just as old as Hellboy.
If anything, actually, this is kind of this is funny. In age right now, it's if we ranked by if we list ourselves by age, it'd be literally Arlen, me, Hunter.
Hmm.
Wait, I'm the youngest here? How old are you, Alan?
I'm 22.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, same-ish. Yeah. Because I have my birthday in May. Yeah, I mean, we all know old man Connor is the oldest. Yeah. I don't know, I don't want to just, like, unleash all of the things I love about this movie, so that you guys have any other, like, things that you really want to talk about?
I want to bring up something that I don't like.
Okay.
It's not major. It's
this is gonna be real quick.
Yeah. What's his name? the agent guy who serves Hellboy pancakes. I can't remember his name.
Oh,
Clay.
And
Rupert,
that's the problem.
Rupert Evans?
I don't remember anything he does in this movie.
Oh no, that's that's not.
Are you talking about the hair extensions guy, or are you talking about his sidekick who says the speech at the end?
Myers.
The dude that Myers. That's his name.
Yeah.
Myers.
Yeah, he's not. FYI, he's to listeners. He's not a. He was created as basically like the audience, as the character that could be the audience. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to like
being ushered into this
like
strange world.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. It never really bothered me when I was younger. It did bother me this time though.
It's not enough to make me like I don't like that. Like this is a problem in the movie. It's just like he's just a nothing part of the movie. Like,
oh, I agree. I think his best line is at the end of the movie because he has the last line, and that's his best stuff. He doesn't really get a full story arc, really. It's kind of like that is the weakest part. I never even as a kid liked the whole Hellboy is jealous thing.
Yeah,
and it's over as soon as it starts. Although I do like that scene with the kid a lot. Probably the best kid in all film. Probably not, but still. But yeah, I give him some slack because he's British. I guess. Especially knowing that makes his performance make a little bit more sense. But this time around, watching it again, he did stick out a lot more than he has in the past. Also, the sound mix in general, it never bothered me before, but it's very apparent to me now that a lot of the lines were overdubbed and re-recorded, and it did take me out of the movie a couple times. Like when they're in Nepal or whatever, and then that maze, which looks awesome. That guide that they have, he sounds like he was recorded in a studio months later.
Who, the Sherpa?
Yeah.
No, that was actually one of the crew members, and they had when Myers first walks into the building and the guy says, "Watch your arms," that's actually the casting director. And the guy who says, "Watch for the birdie," that was actually another crew member who was literally standing right behind the, standing on the other side of the gates.
Interesting. What else? I'm gonna try and think of some other negatives now because it's very hard to find any for me. I guess there are times where some of the real third tier supporting characters really aren't that interesting. The guys in the tunnel who all get just taken out like red shirts. None of them are any good. They're all really kind of bad, and
the only one of them there's only the biggest red shirt is Clay.
Yeah, and even he's doing. I don't know what he's doing actually. I can't really describe what kind of performance he's doing, but it doesn't really fit the rest of the movie.
I want to ask you, Arlen, does he look familiar?
He does look familiar. I know that I've seen his face before. He's usually not got hair, right? He's usually kind of balding.
He was in Dalek.
He was
Henry Van Staden.
Okay. I'm gonna go vomit now. Daleks in New York. God damn it.
Not Daleks in New York. Just the episode from Series 1, Dalek.
Oh.
In the underground base in Utah.
Okay, well, less vomiting, I guess. I was confusing him with the gangster guy. Still not impressed.
No, because I actually had the actor on The Doctors Revisited for Eccleston.
Oh, that's right. They did, didn't they?
Yeah, and he said that he broke the script and said that the Ninth Doctor doesn't really do anything. He just stands around. Things happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, we got our Doctor Who reference in.
We gotta have one episode.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think there's anything... We can't find any flaws in this movie. We need somebody who, hates this movie to tell us what's wrong with it, because I can't find anything.
Yeah, if only Chris was here.
This isn't as good as Alex G.
Fuck off.
Yeah. But no, I love so much of this movie. I love the relationship between Liz and Hellboy, and I love how it sort of comes to a close. And I love just the characterization of Hellboy. He is... Yeah. When I think of what a hero is, an anti-hero, what that should be, he is my basis for what that means. And I just love when she's dead and he whispers in her ear, and I watched it with subtitles this time, so I actually know what he said. I've forgotten it already though. But I love when she comes back and and she says, "In the dark, I heard your voice. What did you say?" And his response still just is the best response. I couldn't write something that is that badass while at the same time being very poignant. Also a little melodramatic.
Back to what I was saying way earlier with Hellboy and the BPRD. 1954 is up to its third issue. It should be finished in January.
It's funny you're talking about that scene, Arlen, because when I saw it, I couldn't help but think about the Hail Hydra thing.
Oh yeah. That's probably...
I felt bad for laughing because it was
No, that's great. No, that's perfect.
I can't watch any scene where someone whispers into something's ear because I immediately think of Hail Hydra.
God, now I'm imagining that.
Ruined forever because of that movie.
Hail Hunter, the old one there, old one,
right.
Old bit.
That's an old bit. Bringing it back.
Oh yeah.
This I'm oblivious to. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, well, quick history. So, I've always had running bits with my friends, especially the ones I really enjoy. So, back in an earlier Facebook account under a different name, I put the hashtag Hail Hunter under one of Hunter's posts, and it just became a running thing where I would pretend to be...
You did it on several. It wasn't just one.
It became the thing, and I do this. It's not the first time I've done this, I think, and I've done it since. For those who listen who know Leanna Breezy, I had a running bit where I would post a picture of Matthew McConaughey underneath any pictures that she posted, because the idea was that she is Matthew McConaughey. It makes no sense. Nobody gets it, but it's just something I do. But these bits, they last like a year. Church of Hunter, that lasted for like a year.
That's dead as fuck. Though I do, like, every time I get, like, a notification that someone wants to join, I'm like, oh no, someone knows my secret.
Yeah, I have a little fake cult around me.
Yeah.
God damn it. But yeah, his line is, when he says, for her, I'd cross over. For her, I die, basically. Like that, like as a little kid, like that informed my idea of romance, and and I'm really surprised it didn't get me into trouble as a teenager, because it probably could have. Like,
I'm pretty sure movies like this is why I've gotten into so much trouble before.
I'm sure. God. But yeah, that line, it's just, it really works. And I can't believe it still works on me now. Because it's really, I shouldn't be able to watch it and enjoy it that much.
It's a really well-written moment. Wow.
Yeah. And they both play it so well. Like, Ron Perlman, I feel like he's underrated as an actor. Like, occasionally people, like, realize his brilliance. Like, he'll be in Drive, and everybody will suddenly be on the Ron Perlman train for, like, a year, and he'll be in other movies. And people will be like, oh, isn't Ron Perlman great? And then they'll just completely forget about him. And I love him in every movie he's in. Even in stuff that I don't like. Like, I'll probably watch Fantastic Beasts at some point, and I'll enjoy every scene that he's in.
Don't watch Fantastic Beasts.
Okay.
It's not good.
Kind of want him to run for office.
Yeah. Well, he did announce that, and I'd vote Perlman.
I'd vote for Hellboy.
Yeah. I mean, why not? Only if his running mate is Rhea Perlman.
Yes.
Okay, I'm into it.
Perlman and Perlman. Unfortunately, that'll never happen. Unfortunately, because we only like evangelicals in this country.
Let's not get into this.
Yeah, no politics. We are completely politics free.
First person to post about that, and the Phantom Zone's getting banned.
Oh yeah. Unless it's a really cool cover of, like, I don't know, Batman punching Trump in the face.
No, just tell them, suck my ectoplasmic shit.
God damn it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have any other, like, thoughts on this movie. It's really great. If you haven't seen it, you should 100% watch it.
Yeah, go watch this movie. It's fantastic.
Yeah. It's
we haven't even talked about the plot.
Yeah, because it's just...
It's a very simple plot, like, really.
Yeah. Like, Hellboy is the key to the apocalypse. And it all comes down to his personal choice. So the movie starts with, like Alan said, what makes a man is it his origins, is it the way he starts, and the question is answered at the end. It's the choices that you make. It's how you end things. It's not how you start them.
It's basically a movie about Hellboy becoming a man.
Yeah. It's a coming-of-age story about a 6-year-old demon boy.
I mean, he's older than 6.
60. I think that's the number they use.
They said he was in his mid-20s or 30s. Since he ages slower than us.
Right, but actual years, he's 60.
Yeah.
He's been around for 60. But, yeah, it's like a really good coming-of-age story. And it's not a message that we haven't seen before. I mean, it's in the same exact thing is basically said at the end of Batman Begins. But, it's really used well here. And it comes to fruition at the end. Spoilers: he doesn't start the apocalypse, and it's because, and it's
he
because
thinks about it.
Yeah, it's because it's his father's cross. It's not because of the cross that his hand burns at the end.
That's what it represents.
Yeah, it represents his father, reminding him of who he is, and who he was raised to be, and it's a movie that I think just works on almost every level. Some of the effects might not hold up, depending on how high your personal standards are.
There's one thing that does not hold up.
What would you say it is?
The, what was his name? Ivan.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think he holds up because he's practical, mostly.
He's still fucking cool, though.
I know.
Like, he's still right out of a metal album.
Like, in the comics, he's just a really bad germaphobe. That's why he wears that suit. But Guillermo del Toro seemed somehow made... I think that's especially, like, a credit I'll give this movie, is that it took some pretty nothing ideas from the comics and just expanded upon them. Really well, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Wait, I missed most of what you said. Can you repeat it?
I said that it takes some pretty nothing stuff
about Ivan.
Comic. Oh, in the comics, Ivan is a severe germaphobe, and that's why he wears that suit.
I think you're thinking of Johan.
Am I thinking...
We're talking about the dead body.
Yeah, the corpse that Hellboy brings back to life. The Russian corpse.
Oh, Ivan. Okay, no.
You're thinking of Johan Kraus.
Oh yeah, we haven't even talked about Johan.
We don't
Kraus,
have to.
sorry.
We can save that for when we do Hellboy 2.
He's not in it though.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm thinking of somebody else. I'm thinking of Cronin.
The assassin dude.
Yeah,
The
Cronin
assassin
is. Yeah, we haven't even touched on him. We need to touch on him.
What about him and Grigory Ivanovich Rasputin?
Yeah, Rasputin is. I think he's really good in this movie.
He is a badass villain. But Ivan is from a short story that Mignola did with Hellboy, and it's just a really funny story, and it's really good. Check it out. Anyways,
but I think some of the CG doesn't work. Some of it doesn't work. Like, I don't think Baby Hellboy.
Oh no, Baby Hellboy
really
looks
No.
bad.
He just does not hold up at all. I mean, that set holds up, and I think the lighting hides it. But yeah, he doesn't work. Some of the CG Samael stuff doesn't work. Depends on the shot.
Yeah.
But most of the time, Samael works. Like, there's one time where his CG tongue comes out, and it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
It looks real bad.
Speaking of Samael, though, that's the first scene where he's introduced, where he's holding the body. Is that practical?
Yeah.
Or is that
I don't
CG?
think it's practical. I think that's CG.
Because that looks really good.
Yeah, it does. It does look really good. And I think it's because they never really, like, hold on him. They sort of cut back and forth.
Yeah.
Also, like, Perlman just sells it in that scene.
Yeah, that whole sequence is great.
Oh,
yeah.
I can't believe we've gotten this far. We haven't even talked about the Samaritan.
Oh yeah.
Perhaps the most powerful gun in comic books.
I mean,
it makes
it just
up for
looks
it by
like a
being
cannon.
A terrible shot.
Yeah. God, I love that. Guys, you don't know how many 6-shooter toys I had just because I wanted to be Hellboy so badly.
How many one-liners did you... This movie is ripe with really great one-liners.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would like roll a blanket around my right hand. And I would have a 6-shooter.
I'm getting an insight into Arlen I never thought I'd ever get.
And it was just like me just doing the best impression of Ron Perlman that I could at that age. Yeah, I really connected to the character. Like when we had, whenever we had Hulk hands, I would just put the right hand on. If that was a possibility. Yeah, it works perfectly. God, I'm really surprised that I haven't done full Hellboy cosplay at some point in my life.
Another fun fact about this movie: it debuted around the same time that Passion was still in theaters, so it had to be retitled in certain areas.
Right.
That's funny.
Yeah, because there's certain people that won't go to a movie if Hell is even in the title, which is insane to me. And that was only 12 years ago. But hey, with the selection,
we got some good South Park episodes out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, we should totally talk about Cronin right now, because I think Cronin and Samael, I like them better than Rasputin, actually.
They're more interesting, I think.
Yeah.
Because you don't know anything about them.
There's so much in the design of both of them. And it's just like, the fact that Cronin can like turn himself off is just this really eerie idea. That, like, I've never seen a villain who just feels so... I don't know. I can't even describe it. Like, he's like a zombie person who can just like reset himself, and just it's great. And he just cranks himself up. I love it.
Yeah, I love the whole set of with the gears and everything.
Oh yeah.
When they have him like on the table, like that scene is just like. Because, like I said, in the comics, he's like this germaphobe dude who doesn't really do much. But, like, in this, he's just this fucking surgery-obsessed, like, creepy fuck who just...
Yeah.
You can't kill. Like, it's awesome. Like, it's just so cool.
He has dust for blood, and he has... it's so good.
It's so fucking metal.
His eyes are all yellow and shit. God, it's kind of perfect.
Had his upper and lower lip removed.
Oh yeah, his face just looks gruesome. And he has those creepy masks.
He's basically a walking... It's funny. If he didn't have any of his suit and just walked around the way he looked naturally, he'd be a horror villain.
Oh yeah. He'd look like something out of Nightmare on Elm Street or... Hellraiser. But I mean, even with the mask on, he still looks like something straight out of my nightmares. God, I love the helmets. I love that he never has the same helmet on twice. I love that each helmet just feels different, and it feels like he has a logic behind which helmet he's going to use. Like, this is the helmet I'm going to use when I'm going to kill someone up close and personal. This is my...
The scene when they're in... when he kills the Sherpa?
Yeah.
That rotation he does, I love it. All the rotation stuff he does.
He does this. He has this weird thing where every time he swings his like Tonfa swords, he has to like fucking like spin around in a circle.
Yeah.
So fucking.
Yeah, and his arm movements and the way that the like baton just like twists in his arm. It's just the fight
what about
between him and Hellboy?
What about when he was using it to deflect bullets.
Oh yeah, he's just ding 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 ding, just so great.
He's basically like, all right. Del Toro was like, all right, I want a ninja in our movie.
Right.
How do we make this happen?
He's like, but I'm also going to make him a Nazi, and I'm going to give him a gas mask.
I want to see him versus Ryo Hayabusa.
He does, like, I can see that.
Yeah. And also, like, Samael, his whole, like, one dies and two shall take his place. Like, that was something, that also blew my mind as a kid. Like, oh, wait, they can do that?
I love it was amazing, the scene where they're rapidly killing Samael. They kept killing him.
Yeah.
And you just see the eggs would just fall off over.
Yeah,
they would start getting quicker and quicker and quicker.
Yeah, and he's just surrounded by him, and it's like when you see footage of alligators, like just chomping down on a zebra that came to the wrong place, and they're just like just all over him. Oh, and we haven't even talked about Liz's fire powers, which are just insane in this movie. Just
she's overpowered. Like,
oh yeah, so OP. And that moment where she says, "Hit me," and he punches her.
I know what you're gonna say.
The look on her face, and when she says, "You should be running," this movie is formative for me, guys.
I kind of wish they kept the blue flame instead of the red flame, or the orange flame. They moved towards in Hellboy 2.
The blue flame, it looks way cooler. And it feels otherworldly. Unlike the red flame.
Like it feels like it's unnatural. Like
like it shouldn't be, and that really makes her like terrifying. But yeah, like that formed a lot of things. Like, I think that formed this movie formed my love of Swamp Thing eventually. I guarantee it. Like, how and my love of the relationship between Swamp Thing and Abby Arcane, like that stuff. My love of like monsters coming together. That
like the Legion of Monsters.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And just World War II stuff, and the idea of like monsters fighting each other is still something I'm obsessed with. And this movie basically has like mini King Kong and mini Godzilla fighting each other. And it's, the subway scene alone is kind of perfect. And again, that music comes back. You know, he gets up after being thrown across the room, and he just, he doesn't say anything, and he just moves slowly, and he's not Russian. He knows what he's about to do, and he just whams on him. And this movie, guys.
Another thing I noticed was that they kind of did another repeat shot or situation in Hellboy 1 and Hellboy 2.
Yeah.
Where in Hellboy 1, Samael's got his tongue wrapped around Hellboy's arm, and then the other arm he's got the box of kittens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And in Hellboy 2, it's the
it's the chain from what the fuck's his name? Mr.
Wink.
Mr. Wink.
No.
It's something like that.
The
Oh wait, is it?
I'm blanking on the name of it.
Is it when he's fighting that giant
the
kaiju type thing?
Yeah, the Earth Elemental or whatever.
Yeah. When he's holding the baby.
Oh yeah,
and he's on the sign or on the letters.
Baby.
Oh, that you're totally right. That is like a repeat shot. It's Yeah, it's a total callback to the first movie. I did not realize that till you just pointed it out. No, you're absolutely right. That's a really good callback.
And the thing is, this movie made $99.9 million out of a $60 million, around $60 million budget.
It made some bank.
No, it didn't.
It didn't make any money.
Yeah, it's kind of a failure because...
Oh no, it was $40 million. So it didn't make everything back.
Yeah, it's kind of a failure because of marketing. Marketing is usually twice the budget. So.
And also, everyone was going to see the movie about Jesus.
Yeah, they were going to watch a movie about Jesus instead of a movie with a character whose half his name is Hell.
Yeah. I mean, Hellboy, in my opinion, is a better character than Jesus.
I mean,
hot takes.
And this is why this is our Christmas special. Hellboy is anti-Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean,
surprise, we're Satanists.
Yeah.
Fun
is
fact,
it really a surprise?
Fun fact, in high school, me and two of my friends chanted in the elevator going up to one of the floors to our English class would chant "Hail Satan, Hail Satan." It's nothing new for me.
Yeah, that's a very high school thing to do. But yeah, also if you want us to defend why this is a Christmas movie, well, here it is. Hellboy eats cookies and he's red, so that's all.
And also, in the asylum scene, one of the patients says, "There's a man in red outside," and a nurse says, "Santa doesn't come for 7 more weeks." So It takes place Christmas adjacent. So fuck you. Yeah,
starts in Halloween, and we could assume that it ends probably around Christmas time. I mean,
if they go to Russia where it's snowing,
yeah.
If there's snow. Fuck you, it works.
Yeah. Yeah, who's to say this only takes place a week later? For all you know, it's 5 weeks. Yeah. Boom. Christmas.
Anything's a Christmas movie if you will it.
Yeah. Totally. Do you guys have closing thoughts? Because I think we've pretty well covered it. As far as we can do.
This movie's great.
Yeah.
That's really all I gotta say about it.
I echo that sentiment. Really, really fun. Great music. Great, really well directed. Really well shot. Blah blah blah. In every area, it's really well done. We've found 1 or 2 really small holes in this movie, and they're things that unless you're looking for them, you wouldn't notice.
Yeah.
At all. So, yeah. I don't know. I love this movie.
Hellboy said. Did you already say that Hellboy threatened to go to the other side to claim it back?
Yeah, I sort of gave a short version of it, but yeah, he threatens to basically go to hell.
That's what he said.
Yeah. He threatens to go back to hell to get her. He says, "I will die for her." But his last line at the end of that speech, "And then you'll be sorry." Just the way he delivers that line is everything to me. Everything about his performance.
The thing I apparently just now learning, Ivan, voiced by Guillermo.
A lot of these voices, in his movie are done by Guillermo. So many of them. We'll talk about this more in Blade 2, but there's a Spanish actor who shows up in all these movies. In this movie, he's the train conductor. And in that movie, he's like the vampire who Blade is chasing at the beginning. All of his voice work was done by Gammo. And there's also a scene at the end where he goes into a porno shop, and there's like a black guy running it, and Gammo does his voice also. So he's a pretty good mimic of voices for a 30-year-old Mexican man.
Yeah, Guillermo del Toro has this weird ability, like, to surprise me every time he does something.
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna be in Death Stranding, and he does voice work. It's like, this dude does a lot of stuff. Like, I really appreciate his presence in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like, in movie making in general.
Yeah. I kind of wish he had done The Hobbit, but that's another story.
Yeah, that's another 40-minute rant we could go on, but we're not going to.
Oh, just something of note, this is one of the producers is Lawrence Gordon. He's done everything from Die Hard, The Warriors, Jekyll and Hyde.
Oh, shit. That's a resume right there.
He even... he did Mystery Men.
Oh.
Event Horizon, Rocketeer, Die Hard 2.
Oh, you gotta watch Mystery Men.
He likes some weird stuff.
I need to talk about Ben Stiller on this podcast. So we're watching Mystery Men at some point.
His last...
Fair enough.
His last credit before he retired was Watchmen.
Oh, shit. I think he went out on a high note, personally.
Actually, his last...
guy to go on.
His last 3 films were Hellboy, Hellboy 2, and Watchmen.
Ooh.
Wow. That is impressive.
Yeah, that's a good run.
He's like, I can't get any better than this.
Yeah. But now I think about it.
Well, he is.
What if he had produced Batman vs. Superman?
Jesus. What if he had produced the DCU? Ew.
Oh God. Okay. So many alternate universes. So little time.
We're creating separate Earths on this podcast.
Right. It's the Phantom Zone multiverse. Get in and on it, guys. Come on. Hunter, do you want to do plugs and stuff like that so people know where to hear this podcast more if this is their first episode?
So we have a feed burner. You can find us on there. We're on iTunes, as you know. Our YouTube channel, the Phantom Zone Podcast, where we have Video Game Minute, where is a bonus show we do. You can join our Facebook group. You just type in the Phantom Zone into Facebook, and you should find it.
Oh, on YouTube, on iTunes, leave reviews and
yes,
subscribe.
please.
Yep.
Please
reviews and rate
reviews.
It. Yep.
Even if you have criticisms, please, we want to know. Like,
and and also donate to our Patreon.
No,
I'm kidding.
We don't have a Patreon
yet.
No, it is too early for a Patreon.
Yeah. And even if you have an Android, if you have an iTunes on your computer, feel free to log in, give us a review. It still helps us. Every rating, every review helps iTunes promote the podcast. Yeah, we also have a WordPress, Phantom Zone podcast at .wordpress.com. That will bring you there. If you want more of me and Alan, he writes for me at the Harrow, or at Los Harrow is the actual website name. .wordpress.com.
The Spanish word for the.
Yep. Alan writes news stories, and I am the person who runs that site, if you can call it that. I like to call it a barrel of monkeys and chaos.
He's basically the executive producer.
Yep. I do what I can to inspire others. I'm an inspiring guy, guys.
Also,
yeah.
Check Los Harrow for our upcoming holiday gift guide.
Oh, yep.
One more thing I want to promote. I'm going to start doing D&D weekly D&D streams in 2017. So subscribe to Lakes Region Gaming, and I'll post in the group and on the page when I start doing them, but that's something to look forward to.
I like D&D. And I like streams.
Yep,
Yeah.
and for those who are listening to this will come out after our last CW review show, and it will come out before we drop our AOS review. This should be up on Christmas. So we might be down for a week. Who knows? But otherwise, see you guys in the new year.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
Yep, and happy holidays to all. Bye.